This video is brought to you by Dr. Kristen R. Bromley's Guitar Method Book Series and Online Music Academy.
Hi there, I'm Dr. Kristen Bromley. Welcome to my Online Guitar Academy. I'm so delighted to have you joining me. In this quick answer episode, I'm going to be talking about rhythmic notation, sort of the difference between rhythmic notation and standard notation where the notes are written on the staff. So in this case, just rhythms are indicated on the staff, but not necessarily what pitch or chord to play. The chord symbols are often written above for guitar music. Because strumming patterns are often written out in rhythmic notation, I'll also go over a little bit of that there at the end. So, first of all, I've got written here sort of some standard notated rhythms. So, the whole note usually is written in an oval. When we do it in rhythmic notation, it gets kind of diamond or squared out, and that tells us we're not doing a pitch, we're just talking about a rhythm. And these are usually written on the center of a staff, as we'll look at. So a half note then will have that note head will be squared or diamond out as well, but still open, not filled in. For a quarter note, where it's usually a solid filled in oval as the head of the note, is just a diagonal line, just a straight line. And you can see that here. So the quarter note, the stem, and the diagonal line. For eighth notes and 16th notes then, it's the same sort of thing. So with eighth notes, we have a beam when we have more than one together, or 16th notes as well. And then we had the flag for one. Well, with the rhythmic notation, the note head is still just that diagonal line, but we have them beamed together, or a flag when it's one by itself. So with the 16th notes then, it's two beams or two flags, but still that diagonal note head. So over as the example on the staff, I have written here so we'd be in 4/4 time, a quarter note, two eighth notes, and a half note. So you can see it just sits right on the center line of the staff. Doesn't matter whether it's in treble clef or bass clef or any of the other clefs. It just sits on the center line when we're in rhythmic notation. And we get those diagonal lines across the way with the stems. In rhythmic notation, the stems are almost always pointed down. That's just sort of the way it is sitting on the center line. So we have a quarter note, and then two eighth notes, and then the half note. A whole note would similarly have that diamond shape, but without the stem. Rests look the exact same in rhythmic notation as they do when we're actually having the notes written on the staff with the note heads showing us what pitches to play. So I have a whole rest written there just as an example. They look the same in rhythmic notation. Okay, I have below that a measure written with some strumming direction above. So our strumming patterns in published music usually are written this way. It's usually one measure, sometimes it's more. It just depends on how many measures happen before the strumming pattern repeats. Usually most of the time that's one, sometimes two. I suppose there could be extreme examples where something is written across more than that. But here with this strumming pattern, this is just one of the most common strumming patterns we play on guitar. Down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. So to break that down, we have a quarter note, two eighth notes. That second eighth note on the end of two is tied over to the first eighth note there on beat 3, and then three more eighth notes. So a series of 4 eighth notes here, 2 eighth notes in the quarter note. And then they're tied together there in the middle. Ties look the same in rhythmic notation as they do in standard music notation. But up above, we have strumming directions written. So this is indicating down, down, up, down, up. So the down strum, it's got this little three-sided rectangle, so it's open at the bottom, but a little three-sided rectangle. And then the up is a V. So this matches other stringed instruments with bowing direction, only for us it's strumming direction. So the little square with the open bottom is a down. It's not quite a square because usually it's a little bit more rectangle. And when you see it published, the top line is actually usually a little darker, a little thicker. But down, down, up, down, up is what that's indicating. So I'm going to play that rhythm down, 1, 2, and 4, and. But if I add in the strumming direction, it'd be 1, 2, up, 4, up, down, down, up, down, up. how that works. Now, with guitar music, and even sometimes in other rhythm section instruments like piano or bass, even drums, a lot of times you might have bars of music, if you're playing in an ensemble, that have slash notation. If you need to know what slash notation is, then just go ahead and check out my quick answer video on slash notation. But with slash notation and rhythmic notation, there's oftentimes, when it's written into the music, chord symbols up above that tell us what chord to play, and then we just know, oh, this is the rhythm that I'm going to play that chord at. Or in this case, if this were written in there, we'd even have the strumming direction. It's kind of rare, but you can get that written out in music. But slash notation would tell us to play so many bars, but doesn't tell us exactly what to play. Rhythmically, though, the chord symbols should be written above in the music notation for guitar. When we run into rhythmic notation, then we should have the chords indicated that we need to play, and then we're going to play that rhythm. And it won't necessarily, if we came across here, it's not going to tell us what direction to strum, so we'd get to choose. But this one would tell us, if that happened to be there, you could see that. They might indicate strumming direction, but usually not. Sometimes, though, like in a jazz band, depending on the style of music, we might have sort of an expectation of what would be a typical way to do that. Okay, I hope that helps explain rhythmic notation. Hope you're having a blast doing music, and I hope to see you again. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. For more in-depth lessons and to progress through a free guitar course, check out my Guitar 101 series on YouTube and my guitar method books, which all come with access to hours of in-depth video lessons. You can find more information about me and my products at KristenBromley.com. Take care.